Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial about scripting in Unity. So here we are, we've got Unity 5 open, and I've made a simple scene, put and dropped a terrain in here. The terrain, by the way, is this small because I've gone to the terrain settings, as you can see in the inspector, and reduced the terrain width and length to 30 meters by 30 meters, just because we don't need the standard 500 by 500. And in this walkthrough, what I'd like to do is show you how to fix a script on quite a neat little asset called a radio tower. And the radio tower has a flashing light on the top that unfortunately in Unity 5 doesn't work because it's a script issue coming from Unity 4 to 5. So if you, within Unity, go to the asset store and search for radio tower. Let's pull that up and click on free only, because that's what we do here as Arc. You should just get one choice here, this radio tower low poly, and click download initially, and then once it's downloaded click import. And I may already have this actually, but let's just see. Okay, no, so when you've downloaded it you'll get this issue. So as you say, that's because the script works in Unity 4, but remember the scripting API was changed when we moved to 5, so there's some deprecated script components in there that this API updater is saying, hey, I could fix these for you. You can go ahead and click, yeah, I made a backup, go ahead and it will fix those script issues. But I'm going to say no thanks, just so we can see what kinds of issues they are, and again we can go through a sort of debug process. So click no thanks, go back to the scene, and down in your in the project viewer down here, find the radio tower and prefab, and drag the prefab out onto, in this case, onto here. Ooh, let's just zoom out a little bit. There we go. So we can see it's quite a nice asset, nice simple asset. It's really good if you put it, on top of a hill in your terrain as a landmark, or maybe it's on an airport, for example. It's pretty good. But you can see simple tower, and we've got the radio antennas at the sides, and then this light, and it's this light that we want to try and fix. So if we click in the hierarchy over here, we go to the spotlight. The key things here are that we've got a light component that has an intensity of either 1 or, as we'll see in the script, it's 0. So it's on or off, and the script just cycles through that state, giving us a nice flashing light. And of course we could always go in, we could modify the colour of that light, maybe we'd have a red one on top, etc. But let's just look at how that works in the script. Let me just reset that so I don't break anything. Okay, so if we come back down to scripts down here, we've got this JavaScript, and if we click on it in the inspector pane we can see the script is here. So let's just have a quick look at what this is. Now it's JavaScript, so we set up a bunch of variables first, and in fact if we just jump straight down into the if statements, we've got two if statements here that essentially say, hey, if the light is on or if the light is off, then cycle the state of the light. So reading through the code we can see it says if the light dot intensity, and remember this is referring back to the component, so this spotlight component. So if the light dot intensity is, in this case, 1, as we can see here, so if the light dot intensity equals light on intensity, our variable up here, which is 1, and the seconds passed, i.e. the timing, which is basically 1 second, is greater or equal to the timing in which we would want to switch the light on or off, well, if it's on, switch it off and set the seconds past, this other variable here, to 0 and start the timer again. However, if the light intensity is essentially off, light intensity off must mean what? 0. Then go around the other way and switch it on, and then reset the timer. And that's all it does. So we can see light off intensity, light on intensity is 1 and 0. So as we saw in the component inspector, intensity is either 1, as we can see here, or 0. And that's all it's doing. So that's a really simple script, but it has a nice effect. And obviously you can modify this as you wish, but we'll stick with what the script has got. And I'm just going to make sure that's back at 1. So if we hit play, let's just give ourselves some room, then nothing happens. We have compiler errors, and we know this because in the console it's warning us that there are issues with the script. And as before, we can see the 6 says it's on line 6 or 10 or 12 or 16 or 18, and the problem is Unity Engine.component light is now obsolete. And this property, light, lowercase l, has been deprecated. It doesn't work anymore. What you need to do is use getComponent, and you can see uppercase L in these, uppercase L light, in these angle brackets with the open and close parentheses instead. Okay, and it is Unity upgradable. When you see this in your console, what you can do is go back to the project, right click the script and run the API updater, and most of the time Unity will fix this for you. But in this case, what we'll do, we'll double click this. Yep, let's double click it, and we should open MonoDevelop. I believe that's what I've got. Okay, and here is the Radio Tower script for us. So if we just go back to console, so we can see the nature of the error. Now, just as we've done before, what we're looking at is to go to, we're going to read the console, line 6. Okay, so here's line 6, and it says light is obsolete. Okay, so the property light, here's the property light, has been deprecated. So what we should do is we should type getComponent light instead. Okay, so let's type getComponent. Now, at this point, we're just following the prompt we've been given, and we don't necessarily know, open and close angle brackets, that is the entire fix. But what we'll do, we'll change it on line 6, we'll hit save, and we'll come back to the console, and okay, so now we've got another problem. So it says on line 6 we've got an unexpected token, which is this open bracket, and you know, it's saying there's some other errors on line 6, but they could be caused by this first error. So we need to go back here and change this. Now, there are some minor differences between C# and JavaScript, and I think this needs a dot in JavaScript. So if I put a dot in there and save, whoops, no, don't do that for me, I don't want changes. That showed me actually that Unity had got past that error and was saying, hey, I've just looked at your script again, we could fix this for you. And in fact, again, I know that's the case because now it's saying line 6 is gone and it's saying, hey, you've got an issue on line 10 and 12, 16, 18. So in actual fact, here's where we have to be a little bit smart, and it does apply some of our knowledge. This getComponent light is not exactly correct for JavaScript. It's talking about C# here. So it's actually getComponent.light in angle brackets, open and close parentheses. So I'm going to go to line 10 and change light to there. And that's it. And okay, so it says in the console, it says also line 12, which we can see, line 16 and line 18. I'm just looking at the script here in MonoDevelop, but also checking back here all the time. So very quick look to make sure I've cut and paste that correctly. Okay, I'm actually going to leave this warning arrow down here just for now. So I think that could be it. Let's hit save. Come back here. Okay, all the issues seem to have been cleared up. So hit play, and here we go. Bingo, we've just fixed the script. Fantastic. So we fixed the script 90% by just looking at what Unity told us in the console and copy and pasting. That's it. And if it didn't work, we know that method accessors in various languages are actually the structure is to put the point in there. So we just tried that and it worked. Bingo. And there we go. The script works. So let's stop that and let's go and have a quick play. Actually, one of the things that I really like, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, so what we'll do, I'm going to so I've just pressed I'm sure what it is, I hit W, but moving on the axis here, Control D to duplicate, and I'll just pull this out. And what could be kind of cool, just F zoom in, yeah, thereabouts. You know, you could have some kind of beacon, or you could have, yeah, maybe it's even on an aeroplane, right? But this colour, what I'll do, I'll click on this colour, what should we do? Change it to kind of red colour. Would that be cool? That could be quite cool. Okay. And okay, so it's already got this instance of the component here has got the script applied to it. Let's just see if that works. Having that duplicated, I don't think there should be any clash, but let's see. Seems to go. Yeah, cool, look at that. Now we've got a red light and a white light. So you can imagine having this studded with red lights, or maybe you've got a red one on the top, a bit like you see in real life. So a great free asset, just needs a little bit of a fix. Okay, so let's take a break there, and then you can stop the video if you just want to grab that JavaScript. We'll put it on the code repository on GitHub, and in a second I'll pop back and we'll look at how to convert this to C#.